Welcome to the Back 9 Six-Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 71 of the Back 9 Six-Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin, live from the basement. It's fantasy draft day.
And I'm dead.
You are dead. There's a lot of pain in your eyes.
We almost didn't make the draft that I'm hosting. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, truly, we joked about that last week, but you're right. I think the trip downstairs cost a lot more than you thought it would today.
Oh, God. Yeah. Going to the Ohio State game, in hindsight, had a blast, right? Went with Wes. Go to the Scarlet Room. If you don't know what the Scarlet Room is, it's a private club, like right on High Street. You know, all you can drink and eat. Go to the game. Didn't get home till 11:30 last night. That was my mistake. The restaurant stop on after we got back was a mistake.
Yeah, decidedly a mistake. There's many mistakes were made, but that could have been chief among them.
Yes,
sure.
that was the worst one. So,
well, glad you're here. Glad we're here. We don't have any cans to pop because thank you for your service. You got us a little keg of Gold Tops.
Yep, drafties.
Drafty Miller Lights.
No pop, but I'll tell you, it tastes pretty good.
They're very crisp. I'm not going to lie to you.
I thought they were not going to taste good this morning.
Well, you did a proper line cleaning, which, again, thank you for your service on that.
Makes it taste better. It does. And now that I do it my own, I can go to places and tell you if they've cleaned their lines or not. You can taste the extra yeast in the beer, kind of.
Yeah.
There's some places that don't clean their lines enough. I can tell you that much right now.
All right, well, we're not at one of those places.
No.
Speaking of things making stuff taste sweeter, doing this podcast tastes sweeter because of the reviews and subscriptions you guys have given us. Please continue to do that.
Yes.
5 stars, we love that. Follow us on social media at Back9Sixpack. And no fan mail this week, but after today's episode, I'm sure you guys are going to have some takes for us, so fire those off. There's a link down in the description to do that. We're basically going full-fledged on football today.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Look, they're playing the Tour Championship. Scotty was 16, 17 under. It probably doesn't matter at this point. It's been written.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I'm trying to pull up the leaderboard. Not that it's going to matter, but we may as well go on the record officially.
But there was a very funny part to Friday. Did you see the video where Sam Burns comes up behind Smiley and Kiz?
Yes.
And they're watching Scotty. And he hits a terrible shot, and Sam Burns goes, "This guy sucks."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was so good. It was just the perfect timing. And it's obviously in jest because the guy is going to win. If he wins this week, puts his total earnings over $50 million this year.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just stupid.
Yeah, he's got a 5-shot lead as we sit here right now over Colin Morikawa, who has a 5-shot lead over Xander Schauffele. So
not exciting. So that's why we're going to talk football today. This is officially a football podcast.
Officially. All right, fantasy draft aside, we're going to talk some actual NFL football, give our totally unprofessional, unsophisticated takes, just our own thoughts and feelings. We're
hot
usually
takes incoming.
Yeah, hot takes are incoming for sure. As I'm staring at these Packers banners behind you.
Yeah. We got some Bengal stuff down here. I got to hang that painting up. We bought that painting. It's like a Bengal painting. My wife had to outbid Bengal Jim.
Wow.
At the Korangala last year.
That is
wow. We outbid him for that. I guess it's a cool painting though. It's got the Bengal and a uniform. It's like he's looking fierce. I think I like it. So it's going to get hung up down here. We do have some Bengal stuff.
I appreciate that.
But mostly Packers.
Yeah. We usually do, our 6-pack power rankings, but I think we decided we're going to do a little draft. Season-long competition. I wanted to make this easy. We're going to draft 6 teams each. You want to do snake or alternate picks? You want to snake it?
Well, it's an alternating ascent. Oh, yeah, so I would go, if you went first, I would go, and then I would go twice. We can, let's snake it.
Yeah, I think in honor of draft day, we should snake it.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do total wins. So including playoffs too. Whichever of us has the most total wins by the end of the year after the Super Bowl is the winner. We'll have to determine some sort of stakes for this or whatever we want to do.
I say, let's determine the stakes now.
Okay.
Make it interesting.
Doing it live again. Okay.
Oh man, what's a good it's got to be a punishment, right? If you lose,
I think that's the punishment is probably but that's kind of why I want to wait because there could be a very clear punishment situation as the season
I got some floating
develops.
through my head right now.
Yeah.
So we'll decide the stake. Okay, we'll decide them later.
Yeah, we'll decide them later. I agree. All right, we don't have a coin or anything to flip for the first pick here.
You're older than me. I'll let you go first.
Age before beauty. Okay, sure. Man, I think that makes this easy. Then as much as I hate to do this, the floor is just so high. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Yeah. These first two teams are not going to be. Look, they're guaranteed like 10 wins. Their division is awful.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're guaranteed 10 wins. They might get to 12 or 13. Exactly. It's a foregone conclusion.
And honestly, as much as I hated, last year them winning the Super Bowl with that team feels like they got a lot better. Possibly
feels like it's like if they can win it with that team, they can probably win it with any team.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just take the Chiefs.
They got rid of Kadarius Toney. So they've got better immediately.
He at least cost them one win for sure last year. It could have been two. So
yeah. So is MVS still with them?
I don't think so, but
I thought they got rid of him too.
He's moved on. I forget where he's at, but
like he signed with somebody else. I don't think they re-signed him. This is gonna hurt me too.
You got two picks here.
I hate this team. I hate them. Like the Bengals connection to this team, the amount of times they've just ripped my heart out as a Packers fan. Mm-hmm. I got to go with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Their defense is just, dude, it's just, their defense, as bad as I think Brock Purdy is, their defense can win them 12 games.
To make like a college analogy, it just feels like they have the best program.
Yeah.
In the
like,
league,
it's like, and if like, honestly, you're like, part of me as picking them is like, I kind of hope Brock Purdy goes out because I feel like he's not good, but I don't know who's behind him. Because they had Sam Darnold, but he's no longer with them. He left. He's with someone else now.
I know this. I
think he's with the Vikings now, if I'm not mistaken. But
he is. He's starting for the Vikings, yeah.
But he's not with 49ers. But like Brock Purdy's so bad, dude. He's so bad, but like their defense and their run game is just so good. He doesn't have to do that much.
I don't think you can say that Brock Purdy's so bad. Like, I get it.
He's not highly overrated.
Okay. I don't think you want to give him, like, the keys to the franchise necessarily, but you're going to have to if you're them.
You can't throw him out there and go win us this game, because he's not going to do that.
That's what I mean. They're a program team,
yeah,
right?
They are. He's a system. And look, Kyle Shanahan is, he's an incredible coach. And it shows by his coaching tree, too, right? Like,
yeah, which is getting wider every day.
It is. So. And then, like, that includes my guy, Matt LaFleur. So,
yeah. The backup is either Brandon Allen or Josh Dobbs. So, Brandon Allen, shout out Bengals, because that's a tough scene if you want that job.
Okay, maybe I want Brock Purdy to stay in.
Yeah, I think you do.
Although, I don't hate Josh Dobbs. He's not terrible.
No, he's fine.
But it's a system, dude. Like, they're going to run the ball on first and second down. They're going to hit you with some play action. And then they score 24 points. The game's over. Like, that defense hasn't given up more than 24 usually. So, All right, that's enough 49ers talk. That's making me sick to my stomach.
All right, your second pick then.
Man, it's kind of one of those. This is gonna hurt Bengals fans. I know this, but it's kind of one of those like they just don't lose. Like they're gonna win 10 games, maybe 9 or 10 games. Baltimore.
Yeah. I see it.
Like, even the year that Lamar gets hurt, who'd they throw out there? What was his name?
Snoop.
They make it to the playoffs. They made it to the playoffs. Huntley. Yeah. They made it to the playoffs. So, again, seems like they have like a good program, right?
They do.
Like, if Lamar's in there, it's unbelievable. But if he's not, like, they're still good.
Yeah, they'll be interesting. That division is just going to be a brawl. So,
it is. That worries me how good the division is. It's like...
Yeah, because my next... this is the same thing for me. My next 2 picks here are going to be... I worry because the divisions are tough. Yeah. I'm going to take the other side of your coin here. I'm taking the Bengals. Might be a homer pick. Last place schedule, though.
Yeah. Their schedule's not overly hard.
The biggest if of all time, if Joe Burrow can stay healthy, I think their floor is very high. They'll have to grind it out in the division, like we said, but...
Got to get Jamar Chase on the field.
That's true, too. That does worry me a bit. I think he's going to play, but I hate when these guys hold out, don't get any activity in, and then they come out and try to go full speed. That's, like, ripe for soft tissue injuries. So,
yeah,
that makes me nervous, but I'm going to go with my guys. And we can get more into that in a bit, too, because I think we're going to talk a little Bengals and Packers. My second pick here, though, I'm going to take the freaking Lions. I just, again...
Dude, they're just... but that's... It's okay, they're so good. And, look, this is a... they got good coaching. They got good running back. They're just good, right? So...
Exactly.
I don't hate that. And that's coming from a Packers fan, right?
Right. Like I said, I worry about the division, and they're like last year felt like they were the trendy team, right? That everybody was kind of on. This year feels like
they're the team.
They're the team. So that always scares me. I mean, the Bears are coming up. The Packers, a lot of people love the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me nervous, but I just think they've got a good floor. I think I saw they play like 16 of their 17 games are indoors this year, which is massive for them. They're an indoor track team, especially with Goff. So
yes. Yeah.
I'm just going to take them and hope for a division title there.
Okay, so man, I don't want to get like too. I mean, I've got an NFC team, I've got an AFC team.
Yeah,
I feel like staying out of the AFC because it's so good. There's just so many good quarterbacks.
Yeah, it feels like that's kind of the top tier there. Within the AFC, the teams that we've picked.
Yes,
I mean, you can argue.
It kind of feels like after the teams we've all picked so far, it's kind of
there's a
steeper drop off.
Yeah, there's a tier drop for sure.
For sure. Yep. So with that being said, did you get one more, right?
No, I took Bengals and Lions.
Bengals and Lions.
You got two here.
This scares me. This pick's going to scare me.
Good.
The Eagles.
Oh, I was kind of hoping they'd fall back to it. But I get it. I get why it's scary.
But again, like their division, like
very mid.
Yeah, very, very like Cowboys could be good, but like I don't think the Cowboys are going to win more than 11 games. So that would leave the Eagles probably winning 11 or 12. Giants suck,
Right.
Washington sucks. So it just feels like they're guaranteed like 4 wins in their division, kind of. So. But they scare me, though, at the same time. They had a meltdown last year.
They did. It feels combustible, potentially. I do worry about that for you.
It feels like this season they're going to come out and they're going to win, or they're going to come out and kind of fall apart. Right. So hopefully they don't fall apart. But they have a tough first game. I mean, they're against the Packers in Brazil on Friday. So
that's true. That is tough. All right, you've got Eagles. You got one more pick here.
I'm going with the Packers.
Okay. I'm kind of glad you took them.
I just, Jordan Love's like last 8 games last year he was phenomenal. Felt like he took a huge step forward. Just kind of felt like he got his feet underneath him. The game moves fast when you don't play for 2 or 3 years, But I think him, they've got, they just signed the guy from the Raiders. Josh Jacobs. Yep. So they just signed him. I think the running game's going to, even though they lost Aaron Jones, is going to continue to be probably pretty good.
I think that's a big pick. I'm curious to see how LaFleur, because he's traditionally kind of like a mix and match, running back by committee guy.
Yeah.
But it feels like Jacobs could be a guy that he just grinds and leans on.
It's like we're going to line up and jam it down your throat kind of thing.
He feels like a perfect fit for that if they want to go that route.
I agree. So I think, their defense is going to be good this year. I mean, they didn't really lose a lot on defense. They did lose a couple guys, but they were like guys they signed off the practice squad and came in and played well. So not like a ton lost there. So and their schedule, I think, lines up pretty good. It's not overly difficult. And then again, like, the Bears are coming up, but it's like, you're almost like 2 wins there. It's like...
Yeah. I mean, it feels like the Vikings, like they're a well-coached team. They'll be a tough out, but it feels like those should be wins.
Yeah, Vikings and Bears should be wins. So it's like they got 4 wins right off the bat. But we'll get into the Packers here shortly.
Okay. I hate this. You've put me in a spot where there's a lot of teams here that I just am kind of down on, even though they might have a little hype. So this is a tough spot to be picking, to be honest with you.
We both got 2 more, correct?
Yeah,
I've got 4 teams.
Yep. No, I've got 3 more. I have 3 teams.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
So I get 2 here and then 1 more at the very end.
Yep.
God, I hate this whole bunch of teams. It's like the Jets and Texans are like the all hype squads. The Bills, I'm just like, I think the bottom might fall out.
Oh,
it's close. You're going to get a lot of Josh Allen hero ball.
I've taken their under on wins this year already.
Okay.
So that was. It just seems like they're going to have a pretty steep drop off.
All right, I think I'm just gonna. I'm gonna take my medicine here. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna take the Texans. I just don't.
Damn it!
I'm just gonna do it.
I wanted them to drop back to me,
and I'm gonna reach a little bit here, just because I think the division stinks and they should be good. I'm gonna take the Falcons.
I don't hate that. Yeah, with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and
and they've got some serious talent. Like they were just missing a quarterback. Really, I mean,
and getting rid of Arthur Smith feels like such a win. Like even the Raheem Morris didn't have a great go around.
What a trash coach, by the way.
Dude, I'm so glad he's in Pittsburgh. That's gonna be fun to watch, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna go Texans and Falcons here.
Okay. Yeah, I like both of those. I mean, I wanted the Texans to scoot back to me, and the Falcons feel like a team that they're going to take a pretty big step forward.
Yeah, they feel like they're going to be right around, at worst, it's going to be around 500. The division, they should get a few wins, that kind of thing. That's what I'm banking on.
Yep. All right, so I got two more coming. We're going back to the AFC this time. The Dolphins.
Oh, man, I'm shook right now.
Tua.
You're taking him over your boy, Mr. Rogers.
I am. Dude.
The first AFC East team that just got picked was the Dolphins, by the way.
Like, how we talked about, like, having a good program? Like,
yeah, the
Jets don't have a good program.
No.
They have no discipline. It's just like you probably walk in the building and it's like a loser vibe
it's
as soon as you come in.
You want to talk Shanny Tree. This is Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. You got Saleh in New York.
Yes.
But
I know.
I think it's a cursed franchise in New York. You're right.
It just is. It's just like you walk in and you can smell the losing. Like, you know what I mean? So, and my guy Aaron can't change. Not even he can change that.
We'll get there too. I think you guys, we're going to be on similar wavelengths. I think I'm shocked by this, but go ahead. When we get to division winners is what I'm saying.
So I'm going to another trash division on my last team.
Okay.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay. I don't hate it.
It's just, dude, that division is so bad. Like, the Colts are terrible.
I don't think the Colts are going to be good either.
They're going to be so bad. So bad. Dude, we saw, Anthony Richardson played in that last preseason game. Not good.
Yeah, I didn't see
he's playing backup. Like, he threw like 2 picks. One was a pick 6. So I'm like, if that's your starter, you got problems.
They just feel like the team that has like a lot of like B- talent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yep. Yeah. And so they play the Colts. Titans are going to take a gigantic step back this year. I truly believe that. I think
the Titans are going to be frisky. They were truly trash last year.
They were bad. But I don't know. It just seems like
they're not
Jacksonville's going to beat them, right? Like that's kind of how it feels. That whole division just not good though.
I know. But I think that's a good, honestly, like if you think the Texans might not get there, taking the Jags makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I got one pick left to round out my 6. Feels like I need an NFC team.
I didn't like going to the AFC twice. Yeah, they're just where the better teams are.
But we're going to leave the Bills and the Jets on the board. That seems wild.
Dude, the Bills, I don't know. Yeah, you can take them if you want. It just feels, it reeks of Josh Allen's first couple years where he felt like he had to do everything. I think he's going to feel the same way this year.
Yeah, they feel like of kind of this group of teams that's still high in the odds here, they feel like the one that has like the widest range of outcomes, right?
Oh, 100%. Like they're either going to win 11 games or going to win like 6.
Yeah, I could see that. Man.
And that's where the Jets are too.
I do not want to take the fucking Jets, dude. I just don't. But then I'm looking at it, it's like, all right, this is...
Their schedule's not hard. And that division's not overly hard outside of the Dolphins.
That's
you know what I mean? Like, the Patriots going to be trash. Like, they're not going to be good. The Bills are beatable. Their toughest in division is the Dolphins. Outside of that, like, I don't think the Bills...
It's basically going to... For me, this is between the Jets and the Cowboys. And I hate...
I will say this. The Cowboys just have enough talent. They're going to win 10 games.
That's what I think.
Like, you know what I mean?
I think the floor is good enough. And if the Eagles combust, then maybe Dallas, like, comes in to pick up the pieces, you know?
Yeah. You're not going to get any playoff wins out of the Cowboys.
That's the thing. And I don't know that I will out of the Jets either. But, like, they play the Patriots twice. If the Bills take a step back... The Dolphins are always good for blowing a game or two.
Yeah.
It just feels like that.
I think with Dallas in the playoffs, and Hinkle's going to hate this because he's a huge Cowboys fan, I think he'll even admit it.
Yeah.
It felt like if they weren't going to win a playoff game last year, it may not happen. It truly feels they were at home against a Packers team,
yeah,
and just got boat raced, not beat,
Truly.
Boat raced, and it was just like, oh damn, they may not win a playoff game for a really long time. I don't know.
And I hate McCarthy. They're rolling out Zeke and Dowdle and maybe Dalvin Cook at running back. They got hardly anything behind CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, and he was one of the holdouts this year. Defensive
coordinator is new because you had what's his face go to Washington.
Yep.
God, I hate this so much.
I take him. I want you to take the Jets.
I don't want to be triggered by the Jets, so I can't.
I want you to fall into that honeypot. It truly is a honeypot now with Aaron Rodgers there. You stick your hand in it, and then all of a sudden it's a beehive. You know what I mean?
It could go so bad so quickly.
It could. Especially if Aaron can't stay healthy.
Yeah, if he gets hurt, they're again
toast. Absolutely toast.
Even though I think their roster is more talented than the Cowboys, I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Are you? Yeah. The floor's pretty high. The ceiling could be pretty high.
The only thing with the Jets is if I had taken them, I could have had all 4 division winners possibly in the AFC.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm going to take... God, this is so bad.
I wanted you to get honeypotted by the Jets.
January is when we review this, and I'm like, why the fuck did I take the Cowboys?
Here's the thing, is talking about the Jets, this is exactly how Jets fans feel. They're just we got the talent. And then they win 7 games.
They should be in it. I just can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take the Cowboys, which sounds even dumber.
If we have any Jets fans that listen to us, I'm sorry. My head's starting to hurt thinking about it.
I just am going to bet against the team that has the 40-something-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles.
Yeah.
And that, until the Jets are going to do it, I'm just going to stay away.
Yeah.
They can win with that.
I hear you.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I hear you.
All right, just to recap, your squad, you've got the Niners, Ravens, Eagles, Packers, Dolphins, and Jaguars. I have the Chiefs, Bengals, Lions, Texans, Falcons, and Cowboys. All right, head-to-head, most wins. We'll determine the stakes.
Yeah, but it's got to be a punishment, though. That's really why I wanted your punishment to lean on the Jets. That's really why I wanted you to take them.
We'll figure something out for sure. Okay, well now we kind of went through that exercise. I think we're going to get into, let's pick the division winners, and we're going to do Super Bowl prediction, but I want to also get championship game matchups.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll start with division winners. Let's see. Let me get this pulled up. We'll go AFC first. No, you know what? I lied. We'll go NFC first.
NFC? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. NFC East. Who you got?
Give me the Eagles.
I'm going to take the Eagles too, but this is why I took the Cowboys, because I think it's combustible. I think there's a chance.
It could be. They literally... they were, 8-0? And people were like, they're going to win every game. They looked unbeatable. And then to go from 8-0 to, I think they were 11-6 maybe?
Yeah, they lost a
lot. And then
stretch.
Got boat raced by a Buccaneers team with Baker Mayfield behind center.
And there were arguments on the sidelines, a lot of dysfunction. Yeah,
and the coach, and it's all comes back to coaching, right? That guy, what's his name? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on their coach's name. Sirianni. Yeah, Nick Sirianni.
He's a coach that, when it's going good,
it's good.
But the second there's a chink in the armor,
it's not good. Yeah, it falls apart quickly.
And you're in a city like Philly where they will turn on your ass.
Oh, and they already have, dude. They wanted him fired last year. After the whole meltdown, the guy just went to a Super Bowl, has one bad year, and the fans are like, we're done with this guy. And, there's a ton of coaches, especially in the, Shanahan tree, that, they're just, they're, good football minds. And, Nick Sirianni just doesn't give you that vibe. I feel like he hired well. He's got good coordinators and stuff. But him himself does not feel like a good football mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no opinion on that. But I do think some of the we saw it in their Super Bowl run, some of the sideline stuff. I remember you guys shooting off text oh my god,
that guy, the bouncer guy, the security guy getting in a fight last year. It just wasn't good. A lot of bad vibes around that team right now.
All right. Well, I think, okay, we're in agreement.
But we're going to take them.
It's shaky,
Yeah,
though.
it's
It's
shaky.
shaky. NFC North, your division.
I've got to take my Packers.
All
I
right.
think this is the year. This is going to be the. I know they already re-signed, Jordan Love, but this truly feels like the year where he proves that, right? Like he's got something to prove. People are judging the contract, which I get. It's like he had 9 good games. You know what I mean? Like, and then you just signed him to a Joe Burrow contract. So we'll see. But I got to take them. I'm not taking any other team.
I'm going to take the Lions.
I know. I mean, that way, if I wasn't going to take the Packers, it'd be the Lions.
I'm traditionally out on any of the teams that get they're like the trendy, sneaky pick to win, whatever. That's just, I'm going to fade them. Especially, the Packers had to do what they did with Jordan Love.
Yeah, because you just don't know what you're going to get in a draft, right? So,
but I also think that could blow up in their face too, because
it reeks of Carson Wentz.
That's a really good point. I
said that the other day. I said, Carson Wentz had one good year, gets hurt, they go to the Super Bowl. Foles takes that whole story.
Yeah,
but he had one good year. They signed him to a gigantic contract.
God, that's
trash.
I hope it's not a good comp
now,
for your
sake. I will
sake,
say this: Carson Wentz had no offensive line at that point, and that was most of it. That dude was getting murdered pretty much every game in and game out. The Packers have a good offensive line, like steady. Like he's not going to get murdered, right?
Yeah.
But it does reek of Carson Wentz a little bit.
Yeah, I just always worry about that, where like maybe they were a little too soon on it, but also understand why they did it. So I'm gonna fade the Packers. That's one of my takes this year.
Okay. I mean, again, it's kind of one of those things. Like if Jordan Love comes out and plays like he did last year, they'll win 11, 12 games. If he has a mix of some of those, early season games, they're not going to win the division. They may make the playoffs, but they're not going to win the division.
Yeah.
So,
and I when we get to the AFC, I have a similar opinion about the trendy team in the AFC too. So we'll get there too. I think NFC South, we're both taking the Falcons.
Dude, no.
You're not?
I'm going to take the Buccaneers.
Oh man, okay.
Dude,
Tell me about this.
So Baker Mayfield, I used to think he was so bad, but the gunslinger in me and him, it just attracts me to them. I don't know. He finds a way to win, and sometimes Kirk Cousins is finds a way to lose. Right? It's very different. But Kirk Cousins has won a lot of games. I don't know. I like Baker Mayfield. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. I am now. I used to hate him, but after they beat the Eagles last year, I'm like, okay, this guy's an NFL quarterback. He is definitely an NFL quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy that wears out his welcome. It works for a season or two, and then it's just dude.
And maybe that's the case, but I think I got to go.
I also think them losing Dave Canales is probably pretty big because he reclaimed Geno, he reclaimed Baker. Looking to do that with Bryce Young. I worry about that too.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
Plus some aging talent. Mike Evans getting up there.
Yeah.
Godwin.
I don't know. I just like I don't like Baker's now one of the guys I just don't want to bet against because I like him. You know what I mean?
I get it. I also hate Todd Bowles as the coach. I think he's mad,
Todd Bowles is meh. Very mid.
I'm just going to take the Falcons there, but I get it. Bucks are probably the choice if we're not going to take them.
They have a good defense, their defense is good.
Yeah,
it's aging.
Division stinks, so they'll be competitive.
Yeah,
sure.
but it's aging. Their defense is definitely another one that's kind of aging. Some, like you said, aging talent.
Yeah.
But
all right, out to the West. We're not brave enough to pick against the Niners.
No chance.
If you who's your second favorite in that division? Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals.
Honestly, the Cardinals, man. They've got some talent. They've got some serious talent. They drafted Marvin Harrison.
13-1, win the division.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some talent after being pretty bad. Again, it's kind of one of those things though. It's how's the quarterback play is going to be? You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those. It's combustible too. So, but they do have some talent. I could see them coming second in the division for sure.
Yeah, this one feels like it's going to be a little tougher road for the Niners than it has been. I think new coaching in Seattle.
And then you got Matt Stafford with the Rams. I mean, he's always going to win some games, right?
McVay is so good; they're just going to be around.
Yep.
As long as he's healthy.
Yeah, again, good football mind for the Rams. McVay's kind of one of those guys. He does a lot with a little. you know, or figures out a way to do a lot with little.
I think if I wasn't taking the Niners, I would take the Rams. I just trust McVay. And Stafford.
I just like Arizona just because they do have a lot of young talent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy about their coach. He's such a corn dog, dude. Such a corn.
Shots. Explosives.
Oh my god, dude. He's such a corny dude.
Look, they achieved more than I thought last year. They surprised me a lot.
When I saw that video, I'm like, dude, they're not going to win a game this year.
No, I know. It felt like the same thing as like with the UCLA coach or whatever going to the podium. Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, this video is like they're not going to win a game, and I think they won like 7, right? 7?
Yeah, they were frisky.
Yeah, they were.
I think they beat the Cowboys when the Cowboys were supposed to like roll them.
Yeah,
so, I mean, they'll be around. All right, on to the AFC East. I think I'm with you here. I'm just going to take the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to just take the Jets just because I feel like I've been trashing them, but that whole division, other than the Dolphins, reeks of loser. You know what I mean? Like it really.
I think they all reek of loser. Is the problem?
Patriots are terrible.
Yeah, they're going to be.
And again,
like the first pick.
The Bills, and the Jets are just like the Bills are going to take a step back this year. The Jets are loser mentality. So I think it has to be the Dolphins.
You got to hope the Dolphins bank like 9 wins in the first couple months because they start to lose it.
They tend they're cold. Not an end of the year team. Yep.
No, but I just think I don't know. Basically, this is a bet against the Jets and the Bills for me.
Pretty much.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Okay, AFC East. We're on to the North. Sounds like you might be on the Ravens. I'm going to take the Bengals. I think the last place schedule and a healthy Joe Burrow.
I agree with you, and I'm not. I don't like the Ravens. I mean, I for win purposes, I took them because their floor is always pretty high.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean.
Point. Yeah.
But I think this is I think, and then they know this in the locker room. This is it. This is the year. Like after this, there's going to be some restructuring.
Yeah, you're going to lose T.
You're going to lose T. Higgins. Jamar Chase has got one more year after this on his contract. So, if they don't re-sign him, like, what is that going to look like? You know what I mean? I think they will re-sign him at some point.
That's a win, not an if, yeah.
Yeah, but then after that, it's like, with those big contracts, like, this is it. This is the year. And I think everybody knows that. You kind of get that feeling around the team that they know.
This is the year for this group, I would say.
Yeah.
Is the better
with the nucleus still intact.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think they know that. I think they're going to – this might be the year that they don't come out and lose the first 2 games.
Hopefully, yeah.
I mean, they got the Patriots week 1. If you don't win that game, there's some serious problems.
At Kansas City week 2, pretty –
But a 1-1 start compared to they 0-2 4 out of the 5 years with Zach Taylor. So
I know.
We'll throw out the first year because
sure,
it is what it is. But 0-2 with the team that went to the Super Bowl, that was a rough start.
Yeah.
And this is the year that they've got to find a way to get at least 1 or 2 home games for the playoff. Like going on the road like they did the year they made you do that once, right? Like that, and that doesn't happen often. You can't do it more than once. Like
I don't think home field's probably in their cards purely because I think Kansas City is just going to
and their division's
get
trash,
the division,
right?
Yeah. But
you could be the
you got to be 2 or 3. You have to be 2
you could be the 2.
You can't be the team that falls to the 4 and go to Kansas City in the second round. You can't
do that.
Got to be against them in the championship
Correct.
game.
Yeah. Yep. And so if they're the 2 seed, and that's very, very, they're more than capable of doing that.
Absolutely.
With a good start, you know what I mean? And then if Kansas City gets knocked off, now you're hosting the AFC Championship game, right? So
got to be in that position.
Yep. Agree.
I will say I think, just to go a little deeper on the Bengals, they shored up some spots that they've struggled. I mean, DJ Reader's a big loss in the middle of the defense, but bring Von Bell back, bring some stability to the secondary, getting to move Dax out to corner where he's looked amazing in the preseason.
Yeah, he really has.
I mean, if you get a top 3 or Hilton's like an elite slot corner, you got Cam Taylor-Britt, Dax Hill.
Yeah,
DJ Turner
got some serious talent in the secondary.
It looks way better than it did a year ago. Where you had Nick Scott out there, and you were relying on, Dax was a little out of position playing safety, Jordan Ballard.
And it feels like they've got some depth in the secondary.
That's
now.
what I mean. They've got
last year, it was like they had some guys, And then you have like one injury, and it's like, holy shit, who are we going to next? Like,
And that's basically what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Scott looks like he's running in like quicksand, dude. Like bricks on his feet. Like he's so slow.
Geno Stone, bringing him over from the Ravens. I think he had the most interceptions to safety last season. Like,
don't hate that. That was a good pickup.
They got some dudes now that they didn't have last year.
100%.
So I think that stability, along with the last place schedule, hopefully a healthy Joe Burrow, they should be an elite team in the AFC.
I think so.
All right, AFC South. I'm fading the Texans.
Are you? I'm not. They're going to be a juggernaut. I'm serious, and I know it's a little trendy, but I'm telling you, with the talent they have on that team, they still got their quarterback. Stroud's on his rookie contract, so they went out and spent some money.
I think they're doing it right. I get the strategy they're going for. I don't like the pieces they brought. You're bringing in Diggs, who looks like he's a malcontent, and
he's definitely he gets a little cancerous.
Yes,
for sure.
And two, I think he might be kind of on the back end. He didn't play great last year.
No, he did not. I had him on my fantasy team last year. I was like, this dude, like the meme is like, do something. Like I don't think he scored a touchdown until like week 3 or 4.
And Josh Allen had a pretty interesting interview clip come out this offseason where they kind of asked him about that, and he caught himself saying it, but basically he was saying he was glad he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Yeah, he does have a cancerous vibe to him.
And bringing in Mixon, I get it. He's going to fill a role for them. He's going to probably be better than Devin Singletary, but honestly, maybe not. He might be an equal to Devin Singletary for them.
Yep.
Having watched Mixon for the last, 6-7 years, he's not special. So
he's not, but I will say, I don't know. I think he'll be better than Devin Singletary, though.
He should be in theory, but I could see it being an equal
not good
production.
either. Yeah, or equal. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, Stroud's good. He's really good.
I also think
he makes throws, and you're just like, damn, dude. There's maybe 4 guys that can make that throw.
Oh, I'm with you. I think he is really good, but this is more of a bet on, like I said, similar to the Packers. I just think.
Prove it again, right?
Yes.
Kind of thing. Yeah, I get that. I do get that.
Yeah, there's
I just think that division's just so trash, though.
I'm with you. I'm going to just take the Jaguars just on a whim. I think if the Texans falter, the Jags will be the team that's there to pick up the pieces.
Jags are one of those teams, too, that it's just dude, you walk in their facility and you're like, ugh, losers. It kind of got that vibe. You know what I mean? And I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence.
Me either.
I haven't seen Trevor make the throws that Stroud's made. You know what I mean? And Stroud's only 1 year, right? It's Trevor Lawrence is he's good, but then he'll show you flashes of ooh, it's not good.
I think they finally have taken a shot at building the offense around him the right way. I think I saw a stat recently. He's still has graded out as one of the most the more elite deep ball throwers.
He does throw the deep ball well.
And they added Brian Thomas from LSU, who one of the fastest players in the draft, and they brought in Gabe Davis, who unreliable but a good deep ball threat.
Yeah, yeah.
He has not had this kind of player in his offense.
That's true.
So now you have that vertical element along with Kirk and Ingram to kind of work underneath.
Yeah.
I just think that they could be a little bit better.
I mean, it's going to come down to them too, though.
Yes.
I think we're in agreement there.
And the Texans have a first place schedule. They're going to have to grind out some games they didn't have to last year.
That's true. That is true.
I'm just going to bet against the hype is the only thing I'm doing here.
Okay. I love Tank Dell, though, dude. That guy's electric.
I love Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
Nico Collins, Tank Dell.
I just don't like bringing in Steph Diggs.
No.
It might work for a year, though.
Because they had, those two guys had such good chemistry with Stroud. It's what does that do to that chemistry? Now that you throw a veteran like that in there?
He's not going to not come in and think he's the one and want the ball.
Yeah, and
every place he's gone.
Realistically, I think Nico Collins is better than Diggs now. At this point in his
100%,
career.
Totally agree. So I just think there's a potential for that to just be a little not as elite as
I can see that.
All right, AFC West Chiefs.
Yeah,
no contest.
Yeah, they should probably just the rest of the team should just forfeit their games.
Just go ahead and simulate the West.
They haven't lost an AFC West game in forever. I think right. It's been 2 or 3 years.
I think they got last year.
Oh, they did.
When did the Raiders?
Yeah, I think it was the Raiders. Yeah, it was. And then it was 3 years prior. The Raiders got them again because I had to start Carr. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to start him against the Chiefs. He went for 385 and 5 touchdowns or something like that. But yeah, I think that it was the Raiders the last 2 times I think were the ones that beat them. But the Broncos haven't beat them in a long time. Yeah, so it's that it's a no contest on that one.
All right, that's all the divisions. So we're going. What's your NFC Championship game?
I'm going to go Packers 49ers in the NFC Championship
Just a blue blood battle.
You had my heart ripped out again. You know what I mean? Fully planning on it. And I think just so everybody, we're on the record, I don't think I said this after that game last year. I was texting you guys and I said, I know exactly how this game ends. As soon as the 49ers got the ball back down 6, I'm like, I know how this game ends. But I think Matt LaFleur is going to find a way. He always does. Again, just like Shanahan with Brock Purdy. Like, they're just going to find a way. I think that's the NFC Championship game.
Okay. Who do you got winning that game?
49ers, unfortunately.
So you got Niners over
because it's going to be at
right.
49ers, right? Like, it's not going to. The Packers are not going to get home field advantage over the 49ers. So, I think the 49ers make another trip back to the Super Bowl. That's my guess.
Okay. Who do you got in the AFC?
Texans, Bengals.
Who's winning?
The Bengals. I think the Bengals are back. I think we get the one matchup that all Bengals fans want in a Super Bowl. I think they want like the chance at revenge, right?
Yeah,
and it's
so
the
much
49ers
pain there, and I'm just I don't know if I want to see
so
it.
I like Bengals 49ers Super Bowl this year.
And who's winning?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't bet against Joe Burrow.
Oh,
Look, it's well noted.
No.
Like, I root for the Bengals, other than if they're playing the Packers.
Yeah.
This is not a homer pick. Like, I legitimately think the feeling around the team is like, this has got to be the year. And I think with that on the line, Joe Burrow knows, he's got to play well. This is it. Like, this is the nucleus. After this, the nucleus is going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's a fresh start, right? So I think knowing that, he's going to step up this year. I truly believe he's going to probably have a year where we're talking about him winning an MVP.
Oh God, we're just setting ourselves up for failure here. I'm kind of similar to you, but I'm going Lions Niners.
Again,
I want a
rematch.
I want a fun Super Bowl.
A rematch. You know what I mean?
A rematch, and I think the Lions do it this time. We're going to get Lions in Super Bowl, and I think
could see the Lions, like the Packers wouldn't get home field advantage over the 49ers. I could see the Lions getting off to a hot start and getting that home field advantage.
Yeah.
And Ford Field is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's an
place.
incredible
environment. Like, I went to a game there when the Lions were like 4-11.
Yeah.
And the place was rocking. So I'm like, you get an NFC championship, they'll get it done there for sure.
Yeah. I like Lions over Niners, and I'm gonna take Bengals over Chiefs.
So Bengals Chiefs, another AFC championship matchup.
I think so. Which is the most fun. I mean, come on. Even if you're not like a Bengals fan, like Bengals Chiefs right now feels like
it's
what
a rivalry.
You want to see.
Oh, it's 100% a rivalry. They played the last 5 years or something like that since Joe Burrow. 4 years. Since
and we get to see a preview in week 2, see how that looks early in the season, and then hopefully we get a rematch late in the year.
I don't hate it because every time they play, the games are good.
Yeah.
Like even last year with Browning in, like it was a good game. It was a great game. So it's like just every year, the fact that like no one would want that would be surprising. I think it's a staple now.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Brady Manning, right?
Yep.
Like you just want
to see it, right? Yeah. You want to see it every time. So
and then Bengals versus Lions would be an electric Super Bowl.
Oh my God,
someone's finally going to get a title.
Yes, 2 suffering fan bases. I would love. If it's not the Packers winning, I would love to see. Like, I was rooting for the Lions last year.
Yeah, why not?
The Lions are like your younger brother, where you're just like, when you get to like your 30s, you're just like, I'm rooting for the guy, right? Like,
yeah,
he hasn't done a lot in life, but I'm rooting for him. That's kind of how I feel about the Lions. Like, I don't hate the Lions, like I hate the Bears, and I hate the Vikings make me want to throw up. But like, I don't hate them like I hate the other 2 teams in the division. So I wouldn't I was rooting for them against the 49ers. I wanted to see them get to a Super Bowl. I saw what the Super Bowl for Cincinnati did after all that time. Like the line, like what that could do for that
Detroit,
city. And and they're as bad as California sports fans are, dude, Detroit, awesome sports fans.
Yeah, for sure.
For how much suffering they've done. So
I'm gonna take my Bengals to win that game, but yeah, Bengals versus Lions is just what
so we both take the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. It's a homer pick for you, not for me.
Yeah, homer pick for me for sure.
I just truly believe that Burrow knows this is it. Yeah. And he tends to step up when things, when he knows he has to do something. Yeah. So,
all right, there's our NFL preview. Look at that.
Football podcast.
And I think, we got some people showing up too for the draft. So I think we need to get out of here soon. Do you have something for Patio Beers? Or are we just going to?
No, I don't.
I'll ask you just one question. So it's next Sunday, full slate of games coming up. I know your Packers will have already played.
Yep.
What's the ritual? What's the Sunday ritual that you're most looking forward to?
Honestly, we're going to the Bengals game, so I'm not going to be.
That's right.
I'm going to be at the game, but like if it was a week where I'm not at a game or something, they're just like getting home and coming down and like just like I turn the left in my basement, so like I have a TV behind the bar and then the projection screen like. That usually will have this projection screen will have like the Packers or Bengals game on, and then I have NFL ticket back here.
Yeah,
with the a four screen.
Boxer,
yeah, that's the ritual, and then just coming down and it's like commercial. I come back and sit by the bar, watch whatever games are going on.
Yeah.
So
for me, I just can't wait for Scott Hansen to tell me I've got 7 hours of commercial-free football coming.
Isn't that the best?
We're gonna hit the Octobox.
So good
with the new kickoff rules. Could be some insanity right off the bat.
I'm not a big fan of the new kickoff, but it could be cause some problems.
Definitely could. But yeah, so that and like Zach, it's kind of cool because Zach is of the age now where he like is kind of getting into like, I'm a Bengals fan.
Yep.
And so he's like been talking already like about being excited for the season and watching the Bengals and stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, we're ready. But we do every Sunday at this point. It's Red Zone and Skyline Dip.
Yep. And then, dude, like you get that nap like right after like the 1 o'clock games end.
Oh God,
you get like that hour nap, and then you're like, you wake up. There's another 3 or 4 games on. You watch those until 7. There's no better Sunday than that.
No, honestly, the peak of the day pregame. Once it's 11:30 and actives come out, it is just prop bet city for me, and I am just firing. And there's so much hope in that moment. Until it all falls to shit afterwards, but
And I've built my bankroll up a little bit. I had a good day yesterday.
Yeah, see,
I had a really good day yesterday. I'm saving that though because I need some money for the first week,
at least for sure.
And it starts Thursday, so
Thursday, Friday, and Sunday this week.
Dude, what the NFL just knows how to do scheduling. Like
they've come a long way and they're figuring it out. They can combat any league against them right now.
Yeah. I mean, the scheduling, like doing a Thursday game and then like to have the wherewithal to like. To a Friday game is it's I believe it's kind of what was missing. Just like the Black Friday games. Like they had 2 last year. I always thought, I'm like, we have all this football on and no NFL. I'm like, it just seems wrong.
And now they're coming for Christmas in the NBA. You know? Dude.
The NBA, now that's the other thing. The NBA is terrible at scheduling.
They're like I said, their big thing was always Christmas Day.
Yeah, now it's like the NFL's like.
But the NFL's like, hey.
Yeah, guess what?
Yeah.
Daddy's home.
All right. I think we need to get set up for this draft. So I think we're going to get out of here. But everybody enjoy, the Labor Day weekend. And next time when we talk, football will be in play.
Yeah.
NFL's back.
And 2 Monday night games when we record again.
Doubleheader.
Yep.
All right. See everybody next week. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six-Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six-Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.